Hey guys, my name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Inner Sea region, a 5-minute tour. Last week we covered Jalmaray, and today we're going to just slide a little bit to the west. We're going to stay down in Garund a little while. Today, we're talking about the Mwangi Expanse. So this is the last time you guys are going to hear me say that the channel is giving away not 1, but 2 copies of Divinity Original Sin 2. If a free RPG is something you might want, the link is in the description. Hurry up and grab it, because the giveaway ends Monday. Once again, today's episode was brought to you by the Inn of Planar Crossroads, the only channel that definitively proves that after a long day of running and fighting in his plate mail, no matter what auras your paladin might have, he can never get rid of his aura of stinky. Now let's dive in. Some of the oldest ruins in the world lie throughout this interior jungle that makes up the area called the Mwangi Expanse. Present day, it is mostly inhabited by tribes who trace their heritage to forgotten kingdoms so forgotten that they remain a mystery not just to explorers, but to the tribes themselves. When we say ancient cultures, we're talking super ancient, we're talking pre-Earthfall, when the Starstone comes crashing down to Earth to create the Inner Sea. We're talking legendary heroes like the old mage Jitembe and his 10 magic warriors. We're talking about the flying cities of the Shori Empire. We're talking about a lot of things that really, if I were to dive into, are a lot of adventure path spoilers, so I'm not going to do that here. Suffice to say, there's a lot going on in this place that basically no one remembers. The first Chelish explorers to penetrate the Mwangi Expanse were the insidious Azpies Consortium. They established a beachhead at a port known as Blood Cove at the mouth of the Vanji River, and from there its agents penetrated the jungle and exploited basically limitless exotic resources that the jungle has to offer. The stories of the early expeditions into the Mwangi Expanse still head north to the ears of people looking to make a quick buck, whether that be a merchant, a treasure seeker, the common adventure-y types. And present day, although there aren't any real major settlements here, plenty of people flock to the Mwangi Expanse in search of all kinds of fascinating things, driven on by tales of lost cities, gorilla kings, religions grown ancient by the time of Earthfall, and again, riches undreamed of by most of Galarion. Yes, you heard that right, I did say gorilla kings. The city of Usaro, decorated with such wonderful home decor as human skin drums, is the home of the gorilla kings. Currently, Usaro is ruled by the gorilla god King Ruthazek, the self-proclaimed master of the Mwangi Expanse and favored son of the god Angazon. It's not uncommon for his servitors, the sort of awakened monkey-esque Charuka, to go into the jungle and capture humanoid prisoners to bring them back to Usaro, where these humanoids are reduced to dancing in cages and performing tricks for the amusement of a giant intelligent gorilla. Despite there not being a whole lot of civilization in the Mwangi Expanse, the region is rich in local culture. There are 4 main subgroups of Mwangi tribes, the Zenj, Banuat, Moxie, and Bekyar, but these are only the most dominant 4. There are a limitless number of tribes running throughout the region, each with its own interesting and unique culture. The Mwangi Expanse is one of my favorite regions in Galarion, specifically because going here takes us as far away from civilization as you can get. It and Sargava are the only jungle regions that we have described in Pathfinder lore thus far, and in my opinion, that's just another nail in the ship that takes us across the Inner Sea to come down and adventure here, because we're going to see things in the Mwangi Expanse that we won't see anywhere else on Galarion, whether that be exotic flora, exotic fauna, exotic stories from local tribes, all of the above, we've got it right here. I also think the Mwangi Expanse has the most room for GM development because, again, the place is full of wandering tribes. Meaning, as a GM, you have all the room in the world to maneuver if you want to create something. Anything from your favorite monster race all living together and hunting humanoids, maybe even something a little more sci-fi that's been lost for years and years in the jungle. If you like the Inner Sea, but you like coming up with your own story and need a little bit of wiggle room, this is the place to go. So when we first look at the Mwangi Expanse, our first thought is, oh, okay, this is probably supposed to be Africa below the Sahara Desert, where the jungles and stuff are. By and large, that's correct, but it's also important to note that at the moment, and I'm hoping as time goes on we'll get more information about this, we don't have a definitive South America anywhere on Galarion. There are cities in the Mwangi Expanse, however, that are described as once being inhabited by civilizations of astrologers who predicted the end times, as well as cities paved with gold and ancient ruins from long-forgotten empires. So one can also make the argument that the Mwangi Expanse takes a little bit from Mesoamerica, think basically Africa, South America rolled together, to make ultimate rainforest land, which I'm totally okay with. But what about you guys? Have you guys ever adventured in the Mwangi Expanse? Have you ever GM'd for a party in the Mwangi Expanse? Is this a place you'd eventually like to explore? If so, you guys know the drill. Throw it in the comments below and we'll talk all about it. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Our next episode of the 5-Minute Tour drops next Friday.